What's happening, internet? This week I was in a junk store that doesn't really specialize in musical gear, and I saw this listed for less than 20 bucks as is. And of course, you know, the guys buying it at the junk store, they may not have a way of testing it, and they look at it and see, well, it's missing parts and it's got wires hanging out of it. So, you know, that's what they see. They see a piece of junk. I gave them 20 bucks for it because when I look at it, what I see is an 80s vintage DOD. It's American made, as the sticker says. And to me, it's in really great shape. The paint's not really chipped. The housing's in great shape. So for 20 bucks, it's worth that just in parts. So I decided to bring it home and see if I could get it to actually do anything. First thing I'm noticing is the knobs. The knobs are good except for this last one that keeps losing track of its pointer because the little plastic housing has come loose from the little plastic button. Of course, the next thing is that it's obviously missing the back cover. You can 3D print those these days pretty easily. Then this, I don't know what's up with this. I've seen some old pedals that sometimes get a little weird. The input for the power stops working, so people will solder in one on the battery connection so they can put it on their pedal board and still use it. So let's find out what's going on with this one. So, as previously mentioned, it's in really good shape. Before we spend a bunch of time fixing knobs and coming up with a battery cover, let's find out if the thing actually works. This is the DOD plug that would work with that. All right, so we are getting power through it. The next thing I want to do is take this adapter off and try hooking power up to this plug that someone put on here. It is definitely working, and that kind of, all that analog weirdness is actually what people want out of these old analog delay pedals. Yeah, so that's all working as well. Let's figure out what that is. I'm going to take these 4 screws off of here and see what's going on inside here. Make sure I'm understanding what we're looking at. One of the things that struck me about this pedal is that this rubber is all original. It hasn't had a bunch of Velcro crap stuck to it. And the screws are all original looking, so it's not gotten a lot of crazy hard use. In case you were wondering what the guts looked like, got a couple of trim pots in here. I'm not sure what those are for, but these old vintage delay chips, these Bucket Brigade chips, those are sought after. So there are people who would have bought this just to get the parts out of this, the chips. So let's find out what was making that noise. I think it's just this battery box. Does that come out, or does it? Get a little light on the subject here. Potentiometers, they are board mounted. It has a little piece of tape in there that says 179. I don't know what that means. So these are 100K alpha pot, 500K alpha pot. Don't know what that one is. Not going to pull the, probably another 100K. So your little battery box. So what I'm going to do is cut this and shrink wrap it back on the other side of the battery box. Alright, there's our wires stripped. There's our battery snap wires ready to go. This is from an EMG pickup kit, by the way. All right, let's get our battery box. And that is through the hole. that'll give us plenty of lead on there to do what we need to do. All right, let's get to making our connections. Red goes to red, in case you forgot. A lot of people use heat guns for these. I just use my soldering iron. There we go. That is what we call the Wango to Tango. I'm gonna throw a battery on it and make sure it's working. 9-volt battery. There it is. The LED is not terribly bright on this. I wonder why that is. Okay, so that's that part. Tuck my shrink wrap job in behind that. And then battery box back in. There. Pretty good, right? The next piece of this puzzle to solve was pretty easy. Probably will print a black one, but I didn't have the right color plastic. This is from Thingiverse, if you have a 3D printer. I have one of these Bamboo Lab P1S. Pretty nice little 3D printer, especially for someone like me who doesn't know what they're doing. And a little cruddy right here. I could probably clean that up a little bit. As a child of the 80s, I spent a lot of time making model cars. Monogram, Reveal, those guys. And so I'm very used to using a tester's X-Acto knife to trim up plastic parts. I say I'm very used to it. I haven't done it in 40 years, but I just kind of... There, what about that? Is that better? There. Now we can actually get it to snap on there. Won't lose our battery. Okay, that's solved. Now let's see what we can do about this knob that is kind of random. As you can see, I can turn the little beanie on the top without actually turning the knob. So, the issue is that that's two separate pieces of plastic. A friction fit on this. Let me try and pop that out and see what we got. Yeah. Okay, so there's our issue. Our issue is that the friction of the gray part no longer adheres to the black part. So let's put just the tiniest bit of CA glue inside the barrel on this. Let's see if that solves that problem. This guitar pick ends up acting as my glue palette. Make sure my glue doesn't go to waste. Take this knob, take a little glue, just get a little bit in there. I don't want to go nuts. A little dab will do ya, as the man used to say. I don't want glue squeezing out of the joint. All right, I think that will take care of that. Now let's zero our knobs. Get them all pointing in the right direction. And let's turn that one all the way. Do the same with it. Now we can turn this knob and there's no funny business going on. So there we go, guys. Set all these at 50%. So there you have it, guys. $20 fine gives us back a $100 pedal, maybe 80 since it's missing the original back cover, but it's very functional, beautiful looking pedal, not even beat up. Everything works just exactly like it's supposed to, and you get that 80s super long bucket brigade. See how crazy we can go with all that. You get the idea. 80s bucket brigade lush goodness, complete with all its decaying, distorting signal repeats and lots of noise.